Hi, are you considering a career in interior design? There are a few traits that you need to have, and we are going to discuss that in this session. My name is Monica Malakwen. I'm an interior design expert, and I help convert interior spaces into functional and beautiful places to work and to live in. Welcome to Indulgence Blueprint, your simple interior design lessons to help you become your own interior designer. If you haven't subscribed, kindly consider doing so that you're in the loop in all our future videos. Let's get started, shall we? Who is an interior designer? How do you know that you can actually make a good designer? Number one, you need to have a very strong visual sense. By this I mean, do you appreciate aesthetics? Like when you walk into a space and you're looking at it, what do you feel about it? You know, for some people, they don't even notice the space. But if you're very keen to notice the space, you will see the color, you will see the furniture used, you will see some very interesting features. That actually means you have an eye for design, and that is a trait that you will actually definitely need for you to become a good designer. You also need to be creative and imaginative. Given a situation, a project, for example, do you get ideas? Even as you look at that space that, strikes you, do you see opportunities to improve it? Are you imaginative and creative? Do you just see how you could make that space better? And I'm particularly talking about spaces because we are talking interior design. It applies to all other forms of, creative art. Therefore, you need to be able to notice what it takes to make that art, work. So if you always create, imagine, and see opportunities of improving interior spaces, you actually could make a very good designer. Apart from that, design happens in your mind, the visual part of it, but then you need to be able to communicate that design to whoever you are working with. And therefore, the third point, you need to be a very good communicator. You need to have good communication skills so that you are able to communicate your ideas and your concepts. They cannot live in your mind. They need to be, projected. You need to be detail oriented. Design is about details. If you cannot capture the specific details, your designs will end up being boring, will end up being cliche, and therefore the way you accentuate your details makes a whole difference in how your project turns out. So if you're detail oriented, you make a good candidate, for being an interior designer. You also need to be very open to feedback. Okay? Your designs will be based on your creativity and, your line of thought. But then for them to actually work, you are working with someone that also have a design style, that have preferences, and they're going to give you feedback. And therefore, if you're not open to taking feedback positively, you may be easily disqualified as an interior designer. And therefore, one of the skills and what you need is actually being a very good person in receiving feedback. And you also need to have very strong work ethics. Interior design, just like any other career, requires you to be professional and to have very, very good work ethics. Therefore, if you're considering, being a designer, so those are 7 skills you need, and actually what you need to look out for in order to determine whether you are able to become an interior designer. And there you have it, the 7 pointers that you could make a good interior designer. Kindly consider subscribing, so that you will be part of what we will post in the future. Bye for now.